it's not about them individually. It's not like Goku, he's like this and this is his personality. And Chi-Chi, you know, she tries to be a good mom, all this stuff. How are they as a couple? It's really bad. And what I feel like reminded me of it, if you guys have been playing Dragon Ball Z Kakarot at all, I kind of forgot about a lot of their dynamic as a relationship. And I was reminded of it as I was playing the game where she's just like, well, Gohan has to study. And he's like, yeah, but Chi-Chi, like, we're going to go. And she's like, well, okay. Like, there's no, like, dynamic as a parent or, like, a relationship. You'd be like, oh, can we talk about this first? Let's both come to a conclusion that works well for us. And he's just like, no, I'm going to do what I want. And she's like, well, I guess, you know, it's Goku. You can't stop him. He is how he is. Like, I feel like as a couple, they don't communicate well. Goku just kind of does what she wants. And then on the other spectrum, Chi-Chi just does what she wants because she's like, well, no, he's going to be a scholar and he's going to do this. And she's like, oh, like Goku's like, well, I don't think that's important. Like, so I feel like they're never on the same wavelength. And just, I mean, even if you really think about how they first got together, it was like, she's like, you said you'd marry me. And he's like, oh, I did? Well, what's marriage? Oh, okay, well, like, let's get together then, I guess. Like, so, but that being said, I totally see that she does love him. Like, when he died, obviously she cared. But I remember, was it during the Namek where, like, Gohan and Goku were both hurt or something? And she was like, my little Gohan, my precious Gohan. She didn't even care about Goku in that moment. Like, and I guess it's understandable as a mother, you're looking towards your son first. But just when I saw that, I'm just like, oh, you guys are you're a hard couple to watch. Like, I can't like root for it. Like, oh, they're so cute. You know how like other couples, you see like fluff between them and you're like, oh, like I don't care at all when it comes to Chi-Chi and Goku. And that's just my opinion on that. So interested to see what you guys think.
All right. I actually kind of felt that was not as harsh. I thought you were going to destroy them.
I don't mean like she's the worst. It doesn't, like, separately they're fine characters. It's together they're awful. It's awful.
but yeah, everything you said, that was very well said. When you look at Goku and Chi-Chi, I think so many times a lot of people in the world who look at Dragon Ball, they look at basically what goes on for what we see on screen or reading the manga. But think about what went on in those 5-year time skips from the end of Dragon Ball into DBZ. Think about what happened in those 3-year time skips when they were preparing for the Jinzuko Negan, aka androids. Think about what happens in 7-year time skip when she first hears Goku's coming back. She's excited because she gets to introduce Goten to his father for the first time, and then she's concerned, does she look too old and everything? So there's just these things about Goku that you could tell she really loves, and I agree, she has a lot of patience. And at the end of the day, you know, like so many fans, I used to complain about Chi-Chi early on, like, oh my gosh, like, you have to save the world in order for Gohan to become a scholar. But at the end of DBZ, I'm like, you know, at the end of the day, she's just a mother who wanted the best for her son, and that's something that basically is what Chi-Chi's all fighting over. And that's something about the relationship. There's no abuse in their relationship from a physical standpoint, a mental standpoint. More actually, when I think about it, there are a couple of times in Dragon Ball Super where Chi-Chi does get physical with Goku to prove her point, but how serious can we take it given that we know how truly strong Son Goku is in Dragon Ball Super? So obviously he is allowing her to do so. But my main point here is, anytime she's ever yelled at Goku, is just because she wants things. She wants Goku to have a job to help provide for the family. She wants Gohan to have a good education. Now, I'm not saying I agree about her certain ideals that she had and the way she went about those things, but there is some lovingness in that family, and you see a lot during the 9-day wait for the Cell games. So it's just between those two things. I think Goku and Chi-Chi's not the most horrible couple. You hear so many times people talk about Goku's the worst father ever. They're the worst couple ever. And I'm like, I don't think it's that bad. There's some love there. It's just, I think there is some disagreements that we get there. I can see Lennox's face. But the thing is, at the end of the day, Goku, he is selfish, and I agree with that part, because actually one of the biggest things of reason why I did put them at number 4 is because at the end of Dragon Ball Z, That's just a BS move. Goku leaving the tournament to go train Oob for whatever reason. I don't know why he can't just treat it like a 9-to-5 job. Use the instantaneous movement, train Oob all day and come home and be with his wife. Especially with all the added material we got from Dragon Ball Super. I don't see why. We now know he has Migate no Gokui, the Ultra Instinct. Why can't Goku just even... How fast are these guys at this point now? But at that point, obviously, Toriyama was probably just ready to hang it up with Dragon Ball, working on it from the 80s up to 95, but stuff like that, there's just things compared to the other couples that we're going to talk about. Goku, there's just certain family values that Goku doesn't really fully understand, and that's one of the reasons I had to put him at my least favorite. I think clearly, honestly, Gohan and Gohan, just period, basically has really exceeded his parents, honestly, in that department, and we'll get more to that later, but that's my final take on Goku and Chichi. They're a couple that they do have that love for each other, and I feel like their motives are right, but it's just not done the same way. But I just don't think they're the worst thing ever.
But let me ask you this, though. What makes you think that Goku has like such love for Chi-Chi? Because everyone says that, but I see it the other way around. Chi-Chi's like, oh my gosh, Goku, and she cooks for him all this stuff. Like, she still supports him. How does he love her back? Like, what way do you see? Because
you see in Dragon Ball, anytime they mess Goku's family or Earth is at harm's way, Goku goes all out to protect his family. He died twice in the battle with Raditz Cell. You know, what did he tell Gohan? You know, I'm proud of you. Take good care of your mother. Like, he does love them enough when he knows it comes down to life or death. Yeah, he has shown in the series that he loves them. It's just those family values. He doesn't have a good understanding because, as Lennox mentioned, Goku is designed by Toriyama to be like a man-child. I compare Goku kind of like the male lion. And if you look at the way lions are, the male lions, they basically don't do all the work. It's the lioness that do all the work. But if you come on their territory, that male lion is going to come and rip you to shred and defend its pride. That's what I consider Goku. Yeah, there's just certain things about him as a family man that obviously is not going to settle right with all of us, but let Cell or Boo come and want to destroy the planet. He's there to defend his family. And that's the type of love that I'm meaning for Goku. Like, he does love them in that sense.
He gives everybody that type of love, though.
Well, that's what I was about to say. I'm like, but he treats everyone on that level. So it's not that you're my wife, I care for you. It's like, you're a person on this planet, you know, and I'm going to defend the planet and you.
Goku's
you know,
not
like
perfect.
it doesn't.
Oh, I can't.
But you know,
When we get to the couple, I'm
Goku's not perfect. I'm not saying he's perfect. I'm not saying Goku is perfect, let alone the greatest spouse. I'm just saying that I don't consider him to be this horrible husband that a lot of the fan base feel he is, though I do totally understand why they feel that way. I'm just talking about, to me, I feel that someone who willingly abuses their spouse, whether it be mentally or physically, or even cheats on their spouse and never tries to make amends, all fits that category to me as being a much more horrible spouse, which those are all things Goku has never done to Chi-Chi. Now, I'm not trying to make excuses for Goku, but one that I feel that has to be understand here about his character is like what Lennox said, how he's a man-child. He has that man-child mentality. Remember, Goku was raised in the woods and didn't have a proper upbringing in society, which largely led to him not having proper understanding of family values, like other characters in the series or to us, the audience, in reality. So going back to your question, Rebecca Rose Gold, despite the man-child mentality where Goku should know better, but he doesn't, I do feel he loves Chi-Chi, but in his own weird way. But it's because Chi-Chi has a full understanding of Goku and his shortcomings, she gives that love back to him. So it all comes down to a combination of Goku's doing things like, not out of spite, but out of not knowing better, even though he should have matured to know better by the end of the series. Now, at the end of the day, I feel Goku's not this despicable, monstrous husband. There's a lot worse spouses out there. Goku himself just doesn't have it up there all the way because he's so focused on his fighting. That's all I'm saying. I don't think he's the worst.
When we get to the couple, I'm gonna bookmark this moment because there is a defining factor in what Goku does and what another individual does.
But hey,
I think I know. I think I know, and I think that's what I was thinking of when I said it. Where I'm like,
But hey, this is a good conversation.
you know.
I'm glad we're getting so many opinions here. But let's move on to the couple that came in at number 3. Now, number 3 and 2, it was really divided among our voting, and as a result, I had to take to my social media, and it was still almost neck and neck with that one. But coming in at number 3,